I was so angry when I was playing with you that night. I totally was just like...
Dude, I was playing yesterday. I was just playing deathmatch. And I was 13-1. And then a dude joined in. It was me and this other dude. The rest of our team left. It was 13-1. We had new dudes hop in, and one dude was on a red bar and totally fucked me up. I was like, dude, back out. I ain't backing out, man. Fuck you. I was like, all right, I'll back out.
A lot of people.
I dashboarded it. Just fucking quit the game. The game was there because I was the host. The game.
It just gets so bad. I mean, I don't know.
A lot of people going back to Modern Warfare 3 until the new one comes out.
Really?
Yep.
Because of the lag, man.
I think there's just as many people playing Modern Warfare 3.
I don't know about that. I got on yesterday. There was 400,000 people playing.
Play what? Call of Duty?
It's still a lot.
That's what he said, yeah. Not Modern Warfare, they're playing Black Ops 2. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It would be kind of...
I really like doing Minecraft, and I definitely want to play some more PC games. I want to play
Hero Trucker.
I want to do Anti-Chamber. I really want to do an Anti-Chamber.
What the hell's that?
Not too many people did videos on it because it's extremely hard game. It's think Portal, except abstract. Yeah, so the puzzles are really, really outside the box. A lot of it's opposite. If it looks like you're supposed to go up, you're supposed to go down.
Oh,
you go forward and you keep you're in a loop.
Yeah.
You keep going forward and you pick. There's 3 doors. And you go through all 3 doors and you just keep going back to the same place. So how the fuck do you do it? You turn back and you go back the way you came. You never do that in a game. It breaks all gaming rules whatsoever. I didn't say that right. It breaks all gaming rules.
Up is down, black is white.
Yeah, so, normally in games you always go forward.
Yeah.
You never go back.
Backwards.
Yeah. This you go backwards to complete the puzzle. It's like a riddle. It's like a game of riddles. And it's supposed to be really, really good. But people are being really, really obsessive over it and not doing videos and stuff about it because they're getting really, really angry and everything. You should watch some of the videos on it. There's a couple. I haven't seen too many of them, but most of the people are like, what the fuck is this? I think they're not doing videos because they don't want to seem stupid.
Yeah.
But who gives a shit? I want to seem stupid. That's the whole idea. I want to be
I wouldn't be stupid.
I want somebody to be watching me play and be like, fucking idiot, turn around! I want people doing that. Are you recording?
Yes.
Fuck, you didn't tell me you were recording.
That's the best time.
Yeah, why? What's it matter? What are you going to get into character now? Let's be exactly here!
I just didn't know you were recording.
I actually said I'm recording at one point. The weird thing is, though, that most people don't like talking to people. That's what I don't understand. It's I don't want to talk to anybody, but I'll listen to these fucking 3 retards talk for fucking 4 hours or whatever. But I feel like I'm part of the conversation. I think we need to get some hand-dog turns in. Some dog turns, interns or whatever. Some people to...
Hand-dog interns?
Yeah. Well, I was saying to him, I saw this company that makes
you
movies.
Want groupies, that's what you want.
No. I mean, that would be cool. But no,
you want to walk on the set?
Yeah.
Entourage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm I play guitar, too. And I have a motorcycle.
We come here and there's in the street, there's this gigantic, you got from the auction, was one of those huge, campers with a fold out and everything.
They come busting
a big trailer. And be like, this is my new trailer room. We go and do a shot, yeah. Yeah, Windscraft Services.
This is where we go to bump the lines. This is where we go. Shoot the moon.
What do you think of that?
I think it looks fucking stupid.
Upside down?
It looks fucking stupid.
I think the concept is good, but...
It looks...
What the... are they that close? I don't understand the principle.
Dumb. It's just fucking dumb.
I understand the planets are that close that they can...
Yeah, but I mean...
But they have buildings that are...
right against each other.
I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean...
It's just something
I didn't pay super close attention in science class, but I'm pretty sure Pretty sure that's not gonna happen.
No, that's not possible.
I mean, I'm all about
Yeah.
fakeness in movies, but I don't know.
If two planets got that close to one another, they'd just be like crashing into
Yeah, that's just not how the universe works.
They would be touching. You can't.
Yeah. They'd smash into each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, if they both had an equal amount of gravitational force, they wouldn't be. They would be constantly canceling each other out. They'd be.
I guess, but what are they orbiting? That's what I need to know. Is there like a central planet that they're orbiting?
There's a sun.
Yeah, but in the universe, like, there's no moons that are that close to each other or anything. You know, like
True.
Jupiter's got 1 million moons.
True.
And none of them are within fucking 10-story building distance of each other or whatever.
Right. But none that we've seen so far.
I don't think anything in the Milky Way has anything like that. I mean, maybe outside of our universe, possibly.
Not without the gravitation pulling it into whatever.
Yeah.
It would pull
like
it
I
in,
said,
it would pull,
I barely fucking graduated high school, and that's because I was good at sports. So I don't think I'm the best person to be having this conversation.
The biggest one would draw the littler one into it.
Yeah, they would have to be the exact same size.
Yeah.
And orbiting. Yeah, I think they'd have to be like.
They'd have to be formed exactly the same. There's too many variables.
Yeah.
That would have to be. This is really getting like.
That's what I said. I barely graduated high school. I don't think I'm qualified to be having this conversation. I slid by with like a 71 or whatever. So.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm probably not the best.
Yeah,
but
I'm not the best either. No.
I watched Hit and Run last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard that was bad.
Like I said to him, it was the most like inconsistent movie I've ever seen. Like for 5 minutes, I'm like, this movie's not half bad. Then for 30 seconds, I'm like, I'm turning it off. Then for 2 minutes, I'm like, man, it's kind of okay. Then for another 2 minutes, I'm getting ready to whip the remote at the TV.
I don't even know what the premise is. What's the premise of the movie?
Dax Shepard, you know.
Yeah, Dax Shepard
and Kristen Bell. Their boyfriend, girlfriend, they live in they don't really say what state it's in. I imagine California. Some just, you know, back fucking woods neighborhood or whatever. He's a witness protection, and she gets a job offer in LA, which he can't really go to LA because that's where.
I really see. I don't even care. Just as you're explaining to me the story, I'm like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then he promises to get her there, and then she's along the way she finds out like why he's in witness protection, and
it just sounds to me like a boring story.
It was weird. The interaction with Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell, I think it's like when they were, because they're married or whatever.
No.
Yeah, and I think they were dating at the time. So like at certain parts you're watching it and you feel weird because it's actually like you're watching a boyfriend and girlfriend like hanging out together.
Oh, really?
It's odd. Like the opening scene of the movie is they're like in bed together. They're like, you know, saying cutesy boyfriend-girlfriend things to each other. And it seems too sincere. Like there's too much sincerity to it for a movie.
Like sounds like a documentary.
Yeah, or like you're like peeping your head underneath the covers while they're talking. It was just weird.
That's creepy.
It was an odd. Then they get into these arguments that were supposed to be really funny, and they just seemed like real boyfriend-girlfriend arguments that were just making me uncomfortable. Bradley Cooper was in it. He was actually pretty entertaining. He had like these big dreadlocks and shit, and he was like a horrible bank robber guy or whatever. Like it had a couple little tiny parts that were sort of cool. Dax Shepard drove this old 60s suicide door Lincoln, you know, 4-door Lincoln that was all souped up with like a 700 horsepower motor in it and stuff. So that was kind of neat. That appealed to the penis that I have.
Well, why was it called Hit and Run? Like, what's?
I don't know. It really didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
That's retarded.
Yeah, it was just.
Usually the name coincides with something like. Was there any hit and runs in the movie?
You would think he was in witness protection because he witnessed like a hit and run.
Yeah.
Or he didn't. No, it had nothing.
No, it had nothing to. Okay,
Well,
that's.
why call it hit and run then?
That's weird. Yeah, exactly. Why?
Because I think
unless he's.
Because I think kind of gay movie with Dax Shepard in it was too long.
What do you think it was called? Something else?
Well, I think unless he was like
name?
fucking her and then running like a hit and run or whatever.
Yeah, it had really no. It had really no. And please don't ever do that hip thrust again on my couch. Yeah. Do you guys want to buy a couch? But no, it's.
It's a nice couch. I bought it.
No, it just was not. It was just.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth.
That came and went. It was.
I watched another one that was.
That came and went.
I watched one Dragon. You guys gotta watch that one.
Dragon?
Yeah, it's got Donnie Yen,
You love those Asian movies.
Love those.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch those.
I watched kind of a cool British movie that was starring two Americans, John Cusack and Malin Akerman.
Oh, that Numbers or whatever.
Number Station.
Yeah.
Wasn't hateful. Wasn't hateful.
Was it good?
It was a cool. It was the perfect Netflix Thursday night movie.
No, is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like I had it on. I was tweeting at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have to pay. It was cool. CIA, Black Ops shit. It was pretty neat. The dude who was there was another guy in it that you'd recognize. He's done shit tons of voiceovers and stuff. Pretty cool. I mean, it was solid. You know, it wasn't anything where I'd be like, oh my god, make a day out of it or whatever. Yeah. But it's worth checking out. Huh. Did anybody try to stomach that Stolen on Netflix yet? That Nick Cage, did you?
Yeah, I watched it. It was free on Xbox Live one weekend.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it was decent. Yeah, it was pretty good. In fact, you know what? They got some zombie movie free on Xbox Live this weekend. And Rick said he watched most of it. He said it was pretty good.
What's the zombie movie called? Dude, you know what's on Netflix now? You gotta watch is that Stakeland.
That's Stakeland.
It's called Stakeland.
I heard about that.
Is that one with the dude with sunglasses on the cover?
Yeah, buddy, that's a cool movie, man.
Yeah.
I rented that off of like iTunes or something when it first came out. And I was like, holy shit, man, it was good. Picture Zombieland, but not funny, and vampires instead of zombies.
Oh, all right.
Same kind of premise. There's like different kinds of vampires, which is cool. Like there's ones that were like older that like had harder sternums to kill, so you'd have to cut their heads off. There's ones that were like younger, I think, and they called them like berserkers, and they were like real crazy. And it was cool, man. And then it had like the human element, the bad human element, like all those movies have, like The Walking Dead has and stuff. You know.
What's that one with Ethan Hawke? That really
Sinister?
bad one. No. But they're vampires and they're taking over.
Daybreakers.
That was pretty good.
Oh no!
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched that a long time ago.
Oh,
I think he watched it.
Speaking of Ethan Hawke, did I ever tell you the story?
I don't think he watched it, Jay.
I did watch it.
Liar.
Where they were driving around in the car with it all blacked out.
Okay, maybe you did.
There's like daylight driving, and there was like this.
Yeah, it was basically the opposite.
Yeah, but the storyline just was crap, and it was.
I thought it was kind of a cool storyline, but it was like everybody was vampires. The world was.
Well, the idea was good, but I don't think it was executed at all, and the acting was awful.
Whatever. It's what you get for having Sam Neill and Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe in a movie together.
Did I ever tell you guys a story about the time I ran into Ethan Hawke?
Shut the fuck up.
You ran into Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Like in a car?
Well, no, like, kinda. My buddy Mike and I were on our way back from New Hampshire. And stopped at a rest area right outside New York City. And pulled up to the pump, get out. He walks in the rest area, standing there pumping gas.
Mike or Ethan Hawke?
My buddy Mike walked inside.
Okay.
So I'm standing there pumping gas, and this Mercedes wagon comes up, pulls behind me. You know, two ladies walk out, go to the rest area, and a dude stands there pumping gas. And I'm standing there pumping, I look over at him, I'm like, so I do like a double take. I look back at him, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I was like, good, man, how are you? He's like, not too bad. I'm on my way home, back to the city. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm on my way home back to, PA. He's like, all right, man, well, have a safe drive. Gets back in the car, and I turn around and see my buddy Mike walking out of the rest area, and Uma Thurman and some other lady was with him, and he's like this, like pointing his head back to her. She's tall, dude.
Yeah, she's real tall.
She's
6
foot,
foot. Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, like, wow, that's cool. 2 stars, Get to see 2 stars.
Are they still married, or were they married at one time?
They were.
They
were.
Yeah, they were married.
Wait, so you weren't talking to Ethan Hawke?
No, I was talking to Ethan Hawke while we were both standing
there. You were talking to Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, we were both standing there pumping gas.
Okay.
And then they get in and drive away. Well, when they drive away, there's a bunch of empty trailers just sitting along, on the side of the rest area, right? So get in the car, start pulling away, and I see the Mercedes, just parked by those trailers. And Ethan Hawke run across. He's taking a piss back there because he didn't want to go inside to the rest area to take a piss. He's pissing behind all the tractor trailers.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
So he's a pretty cool dude, though? He was a cool dog?
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
I guess so if he started talking to you and shit.
Yeah, he started the conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always kind of thought he kind of seen, I don't know if it's the indie films that he's in, like, because he's in an indie movie, like, every half an hour or whatever.
Richard Linklater's doing another Before Sunrise, Before Sunset,
I know,
and After Sunset. I think is the next one.
Yeah,
I love those. I love them. I'm sorry, I love them. I'm sorry. Like it's a movie where the whole entire movie is one long conversation.
Yeah.
I think that's great, and it's kind of like a love story, kind of.
It's a lot like a love story.
Yeah, it's a love story.
Well, that's why you like it.
I love love stories.
No, I mean,
when she caresses my thighs.
everybody loves those movies. They just never.
What's cool? It's why I like Kevin Smith films because it's like totally dialogue driven,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fast paced.
I liked Mallrats. That was it.
Like I know.
Yeah,
I used to like.
I like Chasing Amy. Chasing Amy was good too.
What the hell was his name?
Seems so forced. Every line.
Aaron Sorkin.
Jammed down your fucking throat.
Aaron Sorkin stuff.
Yeah.
It's real fast dialogue. They're like walking like West Wing. It was constantly.
Oh yeah.
It was one long.
Yeah.
Like the entire episode is just them walking and talking. It's like,
That's why I like Mamet stuff too.
yeah.
Well, Mamet stuff has that. He has that cadence. Did you ever hear the stories like when I don't know if it was before Glenn Ross. I think it was maybe before they shot Glenn Ross. He made them practice their lines with a metronome.
Oh yeah, you told me this.
Yeah, because he wanted like the delivery like a specific way.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't even know if he did the movie. I know he did the play. I know he wrote the play, but he has that like 50s kind of hip cat way they talk. Like they'll say stuff and you're just kind of like, what the hell does that mean? And it's just real. I don't know. I'm a huge Mamet fan. I just
He
think
has
he's
a
awesome.
style.
Yeah, his style's just really cool.
Yeah.
And if you ever looked at stuff he wrote, he wrote Ronin. No,
Awesome movie. I love that movie.
he didn't direct Ronin, but he wrote it. And Mamet's also notorious for that. Like, look, they're just going after that suitcase. It doesn't matter what's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole point is them getting it. Who cares what's in it? They even make a joke in Ronin, like, what was in the case? Oh, ice case. I don't know.
Yeah.
And in The Spanish Prisoner, you never knew what that formula was. Yep. You just know Steve Martin wanted to steal it from Campbell Scott, and I think that's really neat. And even some of the kind of funnier stuff, like State and Maine. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Yeah. That's a funny movie.
That's a real funny movie. Real different kind of humor, but it was a really good movie.
What's her name? That was Sex in the City.
Sarah Horseface.
Whatever the hell it is.
Jessica
Horseface. Yeah. Oh, I like her character because they were trying to get her to take her top off and everything.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, and she just kept wanting more money and more money.
Yeah, that's a cool movie.
That whole underlying part of the story was really funny.
What else did he do? He wrote a bunch of movies. Glenn Ross, which is all dialogue driven.
Did he do Out of Sight?
No, that's Elmore Leonard.
Elmore Leonard's
the other one who's awesome.
Yeah, I keep getting confused with
kind of similar style. Elmore Leonard stuff's really cool too.
Elmore Leonard did Way of the Gun too, right? Or did somebody else do that too?
McQuarrie did Way of the Gun.
Jesus Christ, man, I can't remember that. I can remember the movies and shit, but I can't.
Yeah,
I'm getting my classic director.
Elmore Leonard didn't direct it. He was just a writer.
He writer. Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was the one who Get Shorty. Get Shorty. The character.
Yeah.
That character's all Elmore Leonard. A lot of movies that are based off of Elmore Leonard stories are actually really cool. They turn out really well to film. They transfer real well to film.
Character and story is.
But like Mamet did The Heist. Did you ever see The Heist with Gene Hackman?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, that movie's awesome.
Great movie.
There was another. Spartan. Did you ever see Spartan? Val Kilmer,
yeah.
And Kristen Bell, actually.
I think we've talked about that before.
I never saw that.
Oh, that's a cool movie, dude.
Is it?
It's real cool. And the same thing. You just don't know who Val Kilmer is or what he is. Mm-hmm. You just know, like, the president's daughter gets kidnapped and they call him in to find her.
Yeah.
So you know he's a bad dude. Like, that's all you need to know.
I like those kind of characters. Like
hell yeah. Same thing with De Niro's character in Ronin. Like, maybe he was ex-CIA. You don't really know. Like, he was just awesome. And at this point, if you haven't seen Ronin, we're going to talk about spoilers because the movie's like 50 years old.
We always talk about spoilers.
But the coolest part I thought about Ronin 2 was you saw in all the previews you saw like De Niro and Jean Reno together, and you're like, Jean Reno's just going to double cross them, And you're watching it, and you're like, wait, he's not. They're friends. That's awesome because so much in movies anymore, they rely so heavily on twists, backstabbing.
Oh yeah.
Where no one's ever friends in movies, even if they are. It's like all of a sudden the guy turns, well, they offered me more money. It's like, well, no shit, you saw it coming 100 miles away because it's a movie made in the past 20 years. And that's what's so cool about that movie is because you're just like, oh shit, they're just actually working together and they both live. Holy hell. And it's the other thing. The other thing's always like the guys holding the gun, man, I did this for you and all that shit. You know, it's just it gets trite after a while.
That has probably well, at least for me, one of the best car chases.
Because there's no music, it's just the car's motor.
Car chase. Yeah.
Just cool.
Car
just
chase.
cool, like European V8s just roaring like that Audi
Bullet was the
S8.
same way. Bullet didn't have any.
Bullet is the quintessential chase scene.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't hold up quite that amazing. If you watch Bullet now, it's neat because it's Steve McQueen in a '67 Mustang fastback,
but it's recorded at real speed. Even today, they don't.
which is
record at real
awesome.
speed.
But I mean, I remember from a kid thinking the French Connection chase scene with Popeye Doyle driving that like Olds Torino 4-door car. Like I remember thinking like that was the most badass chase scene. Watched the French Connection a couple years ago. Still an awesome movie, but it's very 70s. And that chase scene, I was like, he was going like 40.
You know what my favorite chase scene is?
Jeepers Creepers.
Born Ultimatum, the last one. Not the Born Legacy, but the last one with Matt Damon in it.
The scooters or whatever?
Born Ultimatum. Now when they're in the city of New York, and he's in the cop car, and the dude's in
That one's really cool.
Yeah.
All the Bourne chase scenes are cool.
Yeah. That was.
Did you see the Bourne with Renner in it?
Yeah, I loved that movie.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah.
That was cool as shit.
Yeah.
It was so cool because I was afraid Renner was going to play it exactly like Matt Damon, like a robot.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He played it more like Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Right? He was like snarky and shit. And like guy jumps out of the tree and he's like, oh, hello.
He had
whatever.
more emotion. He had a little
he
more
was
feeling,
funny
more,
and cool. And I thought it was really cool, man. I thought that movie was great. I was surprised. I was like thinking like, it's just another whatever Matt Damon, you know. But
well, that's the reason why I think what I got from the movie was why things with him worked out without any glitches or anything with the programming and all that kind of stuff is because he retained who he was.
Yeah, where Damon didn't until he cracked his head.
Yeah, exactly.
Or got shot or whatever when he was all off that boat in the beginning of the Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
I still remember seeing the Bourne Identity in the theater, and I'm like, this movie looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of revolutionized fight scenes, I thought. Like, that kind of was a game changer as far as fight scenes go.
Oh, big time.
When he first fights those two cops in the park or whatever, I was like, that's it. The movie could have rolled credits and I'd have been like, best movie ever, you know. It just was such a great
But again, the best fight scene, other than, something like Ip Man or, any of them Downey Young movies are awesome.
Yeah, but that's different.
But the fight scene in the Bourne Ultimatum, was awesome when he's fighting that other dude in that hotel room.
Oh yeah, the guy who was just as good as him.
When he beats his ass with the bottle, that was badass.
My friend said this one time, and I didn't really believe him. I thought the second Bourne movie, I didn't like the fight scene in the house. I was like, it was weird. It was shot weird. It was like kind of like jammed up against them. They like were kind of and my buddy's like, it was more of a realistic fight.
Yeah.
Though. And I thought, you know what? It totally dawned on me. Like it was like a real fight.
Wasn't Sam Mendes the director of that one?
I don't think Sam Mendes did any.
He didn't do any of the Bourne. I thought he did the Bourne. I know he just did the.
The first movie was done by the dude who did Run Lola Run.
Oh yeah.
The second one was.
That's why Franca Portante was in it.
Yeah. Did you say her name right?
Franca Portante. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm asking. I'm not.
Yeah. Franca Portante.
I thought he said something else.
I thought you said something was importante. I'm like, why is he speaking Spanish?
You don't know Espanol.
Well, go ahead.
But no, so the other movie that I saw recently that I thought the fight scenes were incredible was Jack Reacher.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
that was very realistic too. Like that was.
Yeah, I know that one.
I'm sorry, Doug Liman he directed all the Bourne movies. The same guy directed them. He did all three of them.
Well, what realistic action film other than the last two Bonds did Sam Mendes direct? There's something he directed.
So you love those Bond movies.
I love the new ones. I absolutely do.
The one didn't make any sense unless you watched the other one right before it.
What, Casino Royale?
Yeah, because it was
If you didn't watch Casino Royale 15 minutes before you watched Quantum of Solace, the fucking movie didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, they're all but they're all connected. They're all continuations. They even talk about character.
But it's not like I've watched a million sequels. I've watched the second one years after I watched the first one, and I wasn't completely fucking lost.
Well, they did the same thing with the old Bond films too. They were all a lot of them were continuations.
What?
Like
they all still made sense. The second movie didn't make any...
and Blofeld and
dude, I'm sorry if you didn't watch Quantum Solace literally that day that you or Casino Royale the day you watched Quantum Solace made zero sense. To this day, I have no idea what Quantum Solace was about.
Well, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you watch all the Bond films? Why would you go and be like, you know what? I'm going to go watch a Bond film.
Because I don't have 6 hours to watch 2 movies right in a row.
Yeah, but you should have watched it before when it came out.
I did.
Okay, then.
But I didn't watch it right before I watched...
You don't retain any of the knowledge? Like, as soon as you watch the movie, it's like...
Dude, I retain knowledge like a motherfucker, and you know that.
I know you do.
That's why I'm saying a normal human being's probably... That's why that movie didn't do well. They even said it in reviews. They said unless you watch Casino Royale right before, you're not going to know what the fuck's going on. I retain shit like insane.
Yeah, I was lost on it too. Like I don't remember.
Well, I kind of do that sometimes. Like when like movies come out, like the last Star Trek movie. Like I watched the first Star Trek movie before I went and saw the new one.
You know,
see, I didn't have to. I remembered everything from the first Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I watched.
But I'll do that just for...
I watched the first Star Trek after I watched the... Because it was on FX or something when I came home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll sit there and watch
The
it.
first one crushes the piss out of the second one, doesn't it? I think so.
I like the first one much better than the second.
The character development was great in the first one. We already talked about it. But anyway. But the thing is, I understand I mean, I've watched a gazillion movies in my life. I understand the concept of a sequel, and now everything's a trilogy. And most movies, you can just pick it up and watch the second one and be fine if you had seen the first one when the first one came out.
Well, here, I'll pose this to you. So, what you're saying is, like, let's say someone's watching Breaking Bad, okay? And now you get 7 episodes, and you got to wait an entire year for another 7 episodes.
Right.
So you're saying that's why Breaking Bad's not doing well, because people can't remember the season finale.
You're misunderstanding my. I'm not making fun of people for not retaining information. I'm making fun of the fact that when they did Quantum of Solace, they did a poor job of making it so inside that you had to remember Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Like you just watched it. Is what I'm saying. They did a poor job in. Dude, I watched Alien when I was 9, and I watched Aliens when I was 17 or whatever, and I wasn't like, wait a minute, who's this Ripley girl? Like, for whatever reason, Quantum Assault, like, I watched them, like, who the fuck are these people? They kept making references to the first movie.
It literally takes place, like,
I know.
You could watch them, like, as
well, what they should have done, though, is, like the Wachowski brothers did with the Matrix movies, and actually... I mean, they did a piss poor job with the second 2 Matrix movies. Yeah, but what they did a great job with was filming them back to back so they could release the one 6 months after the other one came out.
I like the last 2 better than the first one.
Oh, shit.
Dude, talk about movies not making fucking sense.
Is that turning you on?
No, it's the opposite. My wiener just went up into my fucking body cavity
here. His crotch as he said that.
In disbelief.
Because like I said before, I'm more for the special effects and shit than the story.
Okay. Oh. But didn't you just turn the fucking volume down or put it in Spanish? You could have watched the movie in fucking Spanish. Because the second 2 Matrix movies made absolutely no fucking sense. And I don't care if someone writes 100 hate mails to this podcast, but I don't give a fuck. Explain it to me, for real. Explain it to me, you fucking smart motherfuckers, because they don't make sense.
Well, what really, when I went to see the second one, the one thing, like, I couldn't wait. I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be awesome. He flies. It's going to be great. I love the whole, seeing in the trailer, the twins.
Awesome.
Fucking twins.
Eye Candy was great in the movie.
Exactly. But when it got to the goddamn Merovingian, I'm like, who is this Joker? What was the thing with the pie? And
you mean where it was like the vis-a-vis
like
ergo thing for like 45 minutes or whatever?
Yeah, and her walking around and wanting to kiss and...
Like, I'm sorry,
what
dude.
What the fuck? What was all that?
I'm not going to do 100 hours of research after I watched the movie. It was
awkward. The whole thing was awkward.
It was awkward. And I'm not going to do days of research to try to figure out what the movie actually meant. Like, I don't have fucking time for that. Actually, I do, but I'd rather do other things, like jerk off, than actually do that.
And that little kid, the kid from the third one, where you say
Just the first one came out at an awesome time in my life because I was a huge movie head ever since I could walk. My parents had me watching The Jerk and The Man with Two Brains, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, and Monty Python movies when I should have been watching.
Hey, hate these cans.
I never watched Disney movies.
No,
I've never seen Disney movies. I've never watched Sesame Street. None of that shit. Because as soon as my eyes were open, my parents had me propped in front of the TV watching Monty Python and all kinds of weird shit.
Me too.
So I was a huge movie head up until I maybe was like 19, 20, 21 years old, and it was like a strange time in cinema where it just nothing good was out. It just was, and I gave up. I stopped watching movies. I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching fucking any movies anymore because they all suck.
It was garbage. Yeah.
Then and it was when The Matrix was in the theater and it came out on DVD.
99?
Yeah, my buddy said to me, dude, you gotta watch this movie, The Matrix. And I'm like, no, dude, movies blow now. So I walked through, he's my roommate, I walked through, and it was the part where Keanu, with the very first, back bend, dodging the bullets, and I was like, ooh, what's this? I sat down and watched The Matrix, and I just was like, that got me back into movies. It gave me hope again. Then I watched the second two Matrix movies, and then I jumped out the fucking window. Unfortunately, landed in a box of fucking mattresses and lived or whatever. But it was just...
Yeah, it was, I don't know.
Like he said, those twins was really cool. But just trying to get to the bottom of what the fuck happened. As soon as he went into that room with that guy, and that guy was talking like an English professor, I was like, oh my god. My brain, I got too many dead brain cells to try to fucking process this shit.
I mean, I can understand you want a little bit of a metaphysical kind of spiritual thing to the storyline. But man, the little girl that writes sunsets and what was the other? That whole conversation of him stuck in the train. That seriously was machines, we have feelings now. And we're being persecuted by, we're the same. We're the same. We're all the same. We're all part of this. There was a better way of doing it than
now, the only movie I did like watching that I didn't...
I just wanted to kill the fucking kid.
I didn't fully understand it when I got done watching it, and it was okay because it was awesome, and I actually talked about it for 100 days afterwards with Southland Tales. Oh. That movie's just so weird and made no sense.
God.
And then I'm like, wait, it was the book of Genesis or what? It was what the hell? I guess it makes sense, but
Revelations, wasn't it? Isn't it Revelations? Yeah, it's Revelations.
I never saw it.
You never saw Southland Tales? Watch it, dude. It's so fucking weird. It's great.
The guy who did Donnie Darko.
Never saw that either.
Oh my. Donnie Darko is one of the greatest superhero movies ever.
Superhero movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, dude.
It's really weird. It's really weird. There's so much. It doesn't come out right and say exactly. The first time I watched it, I was thinking there was some sort of special quality about this character that's in this movie.
Not
but
really.
it took me a while listening to what other people thought to put some of the pieces together, and I'm like, oh my god. Then I watched it again, and they came out with a director's cut, which a lot of times when they come out with a director's cut, it was you just stick in extra pieces and everything. It's kind of he fixed a little bit. I know I love the original. The original's great.
Yeah.
But I still love the director's cut because it kind of explains a little bit better. You didn't have to really think about it. It was everything was laid out for you. I don't know. I love that movie. I love the look of it. I love the music. I love how it's shot. I love how it's written.
Did you notice
one of my top 10 movies?
Did you notice how Richard Kelly didn't get much work after The Box came out, though?
Which wasn't a bad movie, though.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, that wasn't a bad movie.
That movie was fucking wretched.
Outer Limits episode.
You have a man crush on Richard Kelly. Just get over it.
I do.
The Box?
The Box was fucking stupid.
It was his favorite Outer Limits episode.
Yeah, which would have been great if it was a fucking 40-minute long Outer Limits episode, not a 2-hour goddamn shit fest that the movie was.
My wife loved that movie too.
He also did Domino too. Did you ever see that piece of fucking filth?
Now,
yeah, I saw that.
Okay. The movie is bad. You're right. The movie is bad, but I love her character. Her character is awesome.
Yeah, did you ever see the real character that she's supposed to be fucking playing off of? She looks just like me. But they get like fucking Keira Knightley, some smoking hot fucking English chick to play it. No wonder.
Not stand Keira Knightley whatsoever. But
That movie was fucking terrible.
It was a weird movie.
It had kind of a neat look to it. Did you ever see that movie with Keira Knightley in it and Adrian Brody where he goes into that like fucking like morgue thing and he goes back in time or something?
Oh yeah!
That movie's badass.
What was that?
I can't remember what it is.
Oh man, what was that?
That movie was dope.
I don't ever saw that either.
What the hell was that?
Oh no, the jacket or something.
The jacket.
Yeah,
that movie was awesome.
Fuck yeah, that movie was badass, man.
I haven't thought of that movie in a long time.
I have that movie.
It's a little bit of a sleeper, weird, you know.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys ever see a movie? It's on Netflix now. It's called Unknown. Premise is
That's the one with Jim Caviezel,
Barry Pepper, pretty much the whole cast of Saving Private Ryan, plus Greg Kinnear.
I didn't see it, but I saw it on Netflix.
Jeremy Sisto. Watch that movie, dude. Low budget, but it is badass, man. They all premises. 7 of Joey Pants is in it, Joe Pantalone or whatever. Great cast. They all wake up in a warehouse, and one dude's like Jeremy Sisto's like hanging over a fucking balcony, handcuffed and shot. One guy's tied up, you know, but this chemical went off, and then none of them remember who they are, so they don't know if they're bad or if they're good. It's a really cool movie.
I remember when that came out. It was an independent. It was
total indie film. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
You could watch it for free before it was out in theaters on Verizon.
Yeah, in fact, I think that might be where.
Yeah, I think it was on one of those. Yeah.
HDNet does that stuff.
Now, don't get confused with
Was it
the other movie Unknown
with Liam Neeson, yeah.
Which actually wasn't that bad either. Did you see that movie?
No, I didn't see that one, no.
Was Michael Rooker
No.
an Unknown?
No.
Who's the guy that was...
Pantalone was the ball-headed guy, not Michael Rooker.
Who's the guy that was handcuffed?
Sisto. Jeremy Sisto was the one that was hanging over the edge.
I don't remember now. I saw it a long time. I think I saw it on that preview.
It's a solid flick, though, man. It's a solid flick. But that Liam Neeson one called Unknown is actually pretty cool too. Where like he's married to January Jones, and they go to like a bank or something, and like all of a sudden no one knows who he is.
What a name, January Jones. That's got to be one of the greatest names ever.
Yeah, I mean
that cannot be.
That's her real name. Yeah. She's hippie parents probably. That's her real name. Yeah,
like Ione Sky and.
Holy 80s reference.
Yeah, I know, right? All the Phoenix people. They had weird like Lee Phoenix and River Phoenix and what's the sister's name?
Who's Lee Phoenix? Does he have another brother?
Well, he changed his name to Joaquin when he got older.
Oh.
But his real name's Leaf. Like
Leaf is way better than Joaquin.
What's that? Is Explorers? He was.
Was he Lee Phoenix and Explorers?
He was Lee Phoenix and Explorers, and what was the other one? Space Camp.
Space
Camp.
With that little robot. That's Joaquin Phoenix. It's Lee Phoenix, but what was it? Sam or whatever the fuck that robot. What the hell was that robot called? That had to have been like the worst 80s movie ever. Didn't that come out either right before or right after the Challenger exploded? It was around the same time, and
also known as Lee Phoenix.
Yeah.
Anybody see that End of Watch movie? That's on Netflix now.
I heard that was really good.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
It seems heavy. It seems like Training Day 2 or something.
Yeah, what it is. It is kind of like Training Day.
Who directed it? It's not John Singleton,
I can't remember.
No. Training Day. There's a scene in Training Day.
It's good.
Has John Singleton done anything recently?
If you like those kind of movies, like if you like Training Day, you'll like it.
I liked Training Day once. Training Day's not a multiple movie.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. If you don't watch it,
last thing he did was Four Brothers.
If you watch it like a couple years later, you know, it's not like one you can watch and then watch again the week.
What I mean is like watching.
Four Brothers. I didn't like that movie.
It was.
I didn't like that one at all.
No, it's like Training Day was so intense in some parts in it that like made me sort of uncomfortable, and I don't know if I want to like relive that. Antoine Fuqua did Training Day, not not Singleton. Yeah, Training Day. That's a pretty solid flick.
I've been getting
Antoine Fuqua did Shooter too. That was a cool movie.
Yeah, that was good.
I've been getting my directors mixed up.
You just did Tears of the Sun. Did you ever see Tears of the Sun?
Yeah.
Bruce Willis, right?
It's kind of heavy, man.
It's a very heavy movie.
I thought,
Bruce Willis,
I thought it was like, oh, it's gonna be an action flick.
Well, didn't they do that movie right when that whole Darfur thing just started? And it was sort of a campaign against that, wasn't it?
I don't. To be honest with you,
genocide.
I'm not sure, but yeah, obviously it had.
And obviously it didn't do anything. It's just like After Earth. It just came out. It's it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna do good because pretty much it's a movie campaigning for Scientology. They said it's a Scientology sermon. Is what it is.
What movie's that?
After Earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said that's pretty much what it is. Like, conquer your fear. You gotta. It's like literally all the basic things. I guess.
I'd rather punch myself in the face than watch that movie.
I hate that movie with passion. Will Smith. They're crazy now.
I had a choice. I was either going to go see Now You See Me or Now You See Me or After Earth, and my daughter really wanted to see After Earth. And I was like, that's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and the last 4 movies he did were shit. So
I don't think he did any good.
Well, this is not like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. They said because the M. Night Shyamalan recently, has been like the rumor is that he is now a Scientologist, and now Will Smith in the last year or something has converted over. Now he just like Tom Cruise. He's like, oh, everyone should believe this and yada yada yada, and then they hooked up, and that's the only reason why.
I don't care if you believe in something. Don't try to shove it down people's fucking throats. You know what I mean?
I know.
Believe in it, okay, cool. Believe in it, but don't try to preach to people.
Yeah, I know.
Because people don't want to be preached to.
I know.
All right, here's the correlation between these movies. David Ayer wrote Training Day. Okay. Antoine Fuqua directed it.
Okay.
David Ayer also wrote and directed End of Watch. And he's also responsible for Street Kings. Did you ever see that movie with Keanu?
That's awesome, too.
I mean, all 3 of those movies in my mind, it's just one blurred movie.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're all cool.
Yeah.
They're just grimy cops.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so...
Yeah, all those directors that do those movies, that's, they look the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if...
They're gritty.
Yeah, I don't know if...
Gritty.
I don't know enough about David Ayer. Maybe he was an ex-cop or something, because they always say, write what you know, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, the stuff's cool and it's all got a really cool edge to it. But just in my mind, remembering scenes between the movies, I didn't even see End of Watch, and I'm getting that scenes from that movie from previews confused with Training Day and Street Kings or whatever, It's all kind of one big movie, but hey, whatever. SWAT. I think he did SWAT too.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
I hated that movie.
You know what SWAT...
Didn't that have some sort of twist? That had one of those twists in, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy.
SWAT is the perfect Sunday afternoon where it's like raining out and you're clicking around. You're like, sweet, SWAT's on. Because if you fall asleep, it's not that big of a deal,
Yeah, who cares? I fell asleep. I don't need to watch the rest of it.
It's not one of those movies where you're like, ooh, SWAT's on, and you like turn your phone off and shit,
So, me and my wife went to see Fast and Furious 6.
Did you?
You need to see it.
Okay.
It was phenomenal.
It was the best one out of them all.
The best one.
I'm telling you, dude, they get better.
I know, one of the best action films I think I've ever seen.
How could it not be? I didn't even see it.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane.
Luke Evans is cool. I'm glad they got him in there.
There was people in the theater
he was
literally like
And it was funny.
trying to hop out of their seats. They're so
Sure.
like, oh my God. Oh my God. You're just sitting there just like, Jesus, like.
And it was funny too.
Oh, it was really good. It
You
was
got like
awesome.
450 pounds of muscle between The Rock and Vin Diesel too.
It reminded me of those feel-good movies. Of course, the acting was not the greatest, of course. It had cheesy dialogue. It had unbelievable action in it. But it was fun.
Yeah,
The movie was fun.
That's
There
one of
were
those kind of movies
scenes,
where-
there were things that were just like brought the fun back to the movie.
And like those are the kind of movies that like at the end of it you're thinking, I wouldn't have minded if it would have went another 45 minutes. You know, I wouldn't have minded if that shit was 3 hours long. You know.
What do you think about the end?
I don't. Yeah,
well, no.
No
just tell me what you
spoilers on
thought.
this one.
Just tell me what you thought.
Great. I was full of emotion. I'll just say that.
I tell you, man.
Full of emotion.
Fast and Furious and
I can't wait for the next one.
Fast 5 or whatever.
You were the one who said Tokyo Drift was the best one.
Oh man.
Right, and then I told you last week that
I
it
want
wasn't.
to cry.
Tokyo Drift is the best one because Han is the best character in the universe, in the Fast and Furious universe. Han is awesome.
I like how he's always eating. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's constantly
just
eating.
A really cool character.
Yeah.
That guy plays that awesome.
Those characters are amazing.
Yeah,
I think Justin Lin is incredible. Look at Justin Lin.
He's not doing the next one though.
It sucks. He did.
He did
the
4,
third
5,
one.
and 6.
Yeah.
How hot is
he did
Chris
the third one, didn't
How
he?
hot's Thor's wife though? God.
Who? Thor.
The chick in the movie's married to Thor.
Chicken Lily's married to Thor.
The shorter of the two hot chicks is married to Thor. Chris Hemsworth. Yes.
The shorter of the two.
You know, there's the two chicks. There's like the French chick. Her name in real life is like Gal Gadot or whatever.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez?
No.
The
other girl. She was like Dom's girlfriend in the
That's Thor's wife. That's Thor's wife in real life. Yeah.
Thor's You mean Chris Hemsworth?
Helmsworth.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling him
wife.
Thor.
You call him Thor.
I was gonna say, well, Gina Carano, but she's not married to Chris Hemsworth.
She's big. She's
dude, Haywire.
She's sexy.
I think she's gotten bigger since Haywire.
Sexy.
Yeah, she's
I let her check me up.
She's an attractive girl.
Dude,
Thor's wife is hot as hell, though.
This
I'm sorry.
is not giving anything away, but there's a guy in that movie that looked like a real life Hulk. That motherfucker was
in Fast 6.
He makes
The Rock than The Rock
look like a little twig. I mean, I'm serious, man. The Rock would be like, oh shit. Like this guy had his neck starts above his ears, and then goes like halfway down his biceps. Like it literally, he's just like
was his
100% muscle. He's like a big Russian guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, this
Russian.
dude. Without even looking for a set, it's that guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah, that's the dude.
My
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah, I mean, look at that silhouette.
Wow.
Yeah, dude's
My
huge, man.
God, that guy was huge.
Same height as The Rock, but he's probably got about 30 pounds.
That's
on him.
one of those movies I could watch Fast 6
Yeah, you could watch
over
it.
and
Oh, yeah.
over and over.
To me, I could watch any of them. Sans
Too Fast, Too Furious, or whatever.
But you know what's funny?
What? Don't bang the table. I got bumps.
Oh my
But
God.
you know what's funny is I think I just lost.
I'll kick his fucking table over in your general direction, bitch.
I just lost what I was gonna say. Damn it. I had a brain fart.
Yeah, good going, Gabe.
Oh yeah, I remember now. But you notice how it's not even about the cars anymore?
No, it's
It's-
all characters.
I mean, there's
all
like-
hasn't been
stories.
for-
There's like 5 minutes where it's
Yeah.
about cars and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cars carry the characters to their destinations.
Well, it's because
That's
because when the first one came out, it had the huge following of the Motorheads.
Yeah.
Then they realized the characters are pretty cool. Don't let that table, dude. It's gonna mess up the mic. then the characters start getting stronger, but you still gotta have the cars in there for the Motorheads, and the movies are still called Fast and Furious. So you still gotta have the cars and all that stuff. But
I mean, they did have some cars, you know.
Oh, we definitely had cars.
Yeah.
sure. Once Tokyo Drift came out,
That Roadrunner. Oh my God.
Yeah, that thing was.
how much of like a testosterone boost is the last scene in Tokyo Drift when Dom's sitting there in a muscle car, they're drifting and they're in these like little rice burners and he's in that huge
I
gap.
can't
It's like
wait
Challenger
until
or
the
something.
next one.
Yeah, the next one's gonna be.
I wish we're gonna have to once you see it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have a spoiler cast strictly about
And
Fast
just talk
6.
about
because,
Fast 6, yeah.
Man, literally, we could probably take an hour up just talking about this movie. Like,
I wanna
it
talk-
was done really, really
Yeah.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Even though some of the especially the plane, because they showed that in the preview. I'll say it.
Yeah,
we talked about that. But that was pretty over dramatic action with that.
That was
But
filled
it fit
with
right
emotion.
in.
Oh yeah.
It fit right in with the rest
All
of
the
movie.
crazy action scenes made sense in the story. It
Sure.
wasn't like
All of a sudden, they're driving across the side of the building.
Michael Bay will be like story, action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, no, that's not how it was. It was the action carried the story along. Everything carried the story along. And I like how Justin Lin had fun with it. He had fun. It was great. It was, great intro, great ending. Like, it was a feel-good movie. It was one of those movies that you go and you got a grin on your face and you're having fun. You know?
Oh, yeah. I love this kind of movie.
What's funny is at the end of the movie, not the very end, but you know how it ends and then it starts the credits and then it picks back up.
And it goes back
well,
up.
I got up and started walking.
Never do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Never,
Well, I got up
ever.
and started walking out and it stopped. It started playing some more shit. I was like, oh, cool. So I stood there watching people. I was like, yo, motherfucker, get down!
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, my bad.
I'll go see it. I'll go see it one of these days here soon.
I don't understand why people these days, in the last, I'm going to say year, no one ever should get up. Everyone should stay there.
We went and saw
until the
Star
end.
Trek. Dude, we were like the last ones. We're like waiting for the very last credits and stuff.
I feel like you should do that. I mean, I used to do that all the time. Every time I went to the movie, I used to drive my wife nuts. I felt like I had to sit there. Only for the simple fact is, and there might not have been anything at the end, but I want to sit there and give the people at the end the respect.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that made, if it wasn't for those people, you would be watching this movie right now.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I remember the old school days of like film theaters, when you like. Back then, I remember going to the movies and you would know there was something after the credits.
what was that?
You'd know something was after the credits when the people would come in that worked there to watch the last, after the credits, they'd come rolling in, not to clean up, because those guys would be coming in with their little brooms to clean up. Then there'd be 3 people that worked at the concession stand. You're like, oh, there must be something at the end, because they're coming in to watch it or whatever. And it was such a great, tipping their hat or whatever, tipping their hand.
Nowadays, it's there's a term for it. I don't remember what it's called.
What, something at the end of the credits?
At the end of the credits, there's a term for it.
If there's not, we should coin one.
Yeah, there is one.
There's a term. Yeah, I mean, like every Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I think it's
The Avengers one was incredible.
Oh yeah, that was great.
It's Swarmos or whatever.
But Iron Man 3 had one too.
Which I still haven't
funny.
seen that.
It was really funny. Yeah, people just shouldn't get up anymore. You shouldn't. You should, watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's enough jibber jabber. Jibber jabber. Jibber jabber.
Okay,